Hello everybody, it is Badger Wild and we are back with another ship classification video, this time hitting the big bad of the group, the battleships. And unless y'all say differently, this will probably be the last one because I'm not sure if there are any other ship classifications I could do, unless there's one y'all specifically want. If that's the case, leave it in the comment section below. As far as the comments are concerned, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Always appreciated to have new people join the channel. And without further ado, let's get started. So, we are looking at battleships, the big bads of any fleet. These are the pinnacle ships that you are going to want in your fleet. These are the flagships. These are the displays of power. This is the ship that you send in there to ruin someone's day. Fun fact, the U.S. Iowa classes were so powerful, in fact, that they have been credited for destroying a mountain and sinking an island. Yes, they actually did this. Don't shoot at American ships. They have way more guns than you really think they do. But let's ask the question, what makes a battleship? Well, one thing, it is a sort of the idea of what happens when you max out offense and defensive stats. The Iowas, if you're to compare battleships, a lot of people usually compare like the Iowas. The Yamato is probably the big battleship. That would be what we all would consider the quintessential battleship. It's a slow-moving, lumbering, heavily armed, heavily armored warship that just brings a crap ton of guns, basically a castle in the middle of the ocean. The reason why I say Iowas don't look at it is because the Iowas kind of skirt the line between battleship and battle cruiser. Or super battle cruiser, I suppose. The Iowas were like super fast. So the U.S., when they built the first battleship, they were going to build a class afterward called the Montana class, but decided the speed was so impressive in the Iowas, they didn't decide to do it. The Montana class would have had 3 extra guns. Instead of just having the 3 turrets, they would have had 4. But that's where we're going to go in here, because one of the things about battleships is the heavy-hitting turrets. You can see here, this is a missile-grade battleship right here. We have not only a whole bunch of turrets, we got almost every single turret imaginable. We've got your regular Gatlins, we've got mounted missile turrets, we've got interior turrets. This is a ship that was built before Warfare 2. You can also see that they probably have a script in here. They've got a small missile turret here. They've got a big missile turret here, because back in before Warfare 2, missiles were your big, heavy-hitting guns. They were the guns that you could hit a target with and just really ruin its day. So here you have all these missile turrets. You've got more missile turrets. And this is the thing that's going to set your battleship apart from everything else. If you're going to build a custom heavy turret, it's on these big battleships. Now, what other features does a battleship have? Well, even the Iowas and battleships back in the day did have the ability to send out scout aircraft. So you are going to want the ability to have hangar space. You're going to want the ability to send out small scout vehicles. But you're not going to want to have entire squadrons coming out of your battleship and attacking. At that point, you're branching onto battle carrier status, and that's never been successfully done, in my opinion. No country has ever built a successful battle carrier. But as you see we've got lots of custom built. This here looks pretty custom. Yeah, so we've also got custom built turrets. Normally you'd have these smaller custom built anti-air turrets, but this here is just custom built, just barrage turrets of missiles. Moving on, we've got this particular battleship over here. We've got hangar space. If you go inside, the hangar is not very big. We can support maybe 1 or 2 small spacecraft. We have large, thick armor. Again, we have just about every turret imaginable on here. We've got the assault cannon. This is a post-Warfare 2 battleship, I think is the correct term to call it. Lots of sloped armor. That's another thing. You do want your armor at an angle because you're going to have to maximize your armor to the most effective means possible. You're going to want slopes. You're going to want angles on your ship. You're going to want it to be big, obviously. But you're also going to want weaponry. Spinal weaponry can also be added to this. I'm looking here. I don't see any spinal weaponry on this. Well, no, that's not spinal weaponry. That's a one deal. So we don't have a lot of spinal weaponry on this one, but we've got tons of guns underneath it. I mean, we've got all these heavy guns. And then up top, we have a dual barreled or twin gun railgun turret. So we can turn this thing. This will do unmitigated amounts of damage to a smaller ship if it hits. Bigger ships, it'll just start punching holes through it. This railguns in Space Engineers will punch through several blocks. I think it's like 6 heavy armor blocks is what they can rip through without stopping. So you've got this nonsense coming, plus you've got all these extra turrets. You can see my screen is dipping a little bit because this is the ship that when you build it, it's going to be so large and so detailed and have such a high PCU and so much guns that it is going to have, you're going to have performance issues, okay? You're going to have trouble getting it up. Just a little joke right in there. By the way, another thing I want to mention here, personal request on my part, can someone tell me how the F they do engines like this, if it is something with the lights, and how it's done? Because I love this engine look on the back here, where it looks like the engine is just barreling out. You also see we've got a nice little hangar in the back for like transport. Moving on, we'll head up here. You'll see a lot of the same stuff. This is one of the better battleships on the deal, on the workshop. You'll see here we've got tons of guns here. We've got the big heavy guns. We've got sloped and what appears to be spaced armor in certain places. So we've got armor spaces which will stop explosives. We've got sloped armor which will cause some deflection. We've got a ton of heavy guns. Looking in the front of this thing, I also believe we might have, yes, we've got some spinal mounted weaponry. So you got 4 main railguns for spinal mounted firepower, several cameras in there. You also have, do we have a hangar on this thing, or is it just a pure battleship? Oh, it's just a pure in-your-face killer. Okay, yeah, that's what this is. At least I think. Let's check the bottom here and make sure. Yeah, so this thing is just your pure killage style battleship. Just goes in there with a ton of guns and just unleashes artillery, assault cannons, just makes the enemy's life a living hell when it walks in. And that's the purpose of this. This is, you've got to think of these ships as a George Foreman boxer, basically, is how they should be thought of. This here is the Ogner. I've done a review on this one. You can see here, this thing comes very heavily armed. We've got artillery turrets on the side. We've got assault cannon turrets. We've got lots of small miniguns. Looking around here, I don't see any. We have any spinal weaponry? No, no spinal weaponry on this one, but we do have custom built ball turrets for defending against fighters. We also have these very nice twin gun railgun turrets up here that will just do tremendous amounts of damage when they shoot and hit a target. Now, why twin guns look to be the most popular? It's because people want to put their cameras right in the middle of them. I think there's probably a way to get around that and put your camera, especially now with the new top-mounted cameras, you can probably mount those, I think, directly to the top of the ship. Actually, let me check that real quick. I believe in here I've got, yeah, number 8. Let's look here. Can I mount? Well, I can mount a camera. Yeah, you can mount top-mounted cameras to these turret tops up here. So I think now since the new update with the new top-mounted turrets, we'll probably enter an age of triple gun batteries. Since before putting that one camera down here in the middle just favored twin gun batteries, you can now triple up your batteries now with a top-mounted turret or top-mounted camera and just really wreck and ruin somebody's day. That's a possibility. This one also has a flight deck for putting stuff on and cargo hold. But mostly this is the type of ship. It's going to have a big thruster pack in the back. You're going to have a lot of heavy armor. Like I said, they're like George Foreman. If you know anything about George Foreman as a boxer, or like the idea of 2 really big heavyweight boxers walking in there, the purpose of a battleship when it comes in there is to just walk in and wreck a whole nother fleet. The perfect example of this is not actually a battleship. It is an ironclad. And it is a movie about the Virginia during the American Civil War. Can't remember what the movie is. But in there, the Virginia is an ironclad ship. It's steam powered with an angular iron hull, and it has a whole bunch of cannons, are all on the sides with a shutter door, which makes them almost impossible to hit. And in the movie, they sit there and they're firing at the Virginia the entire time. These other wood Age of Sail ships are firing at the Virginia. The rounds you're watching are just bouncing off. Great visual effects for the time. It was made like back in the 80s. The rounds are bouncing off. The Virginia just putters up right next to it, tanking all that, opens up its doors, fires a full volley of explosive shot, and all the rounds go into the ship and then detonate inside the Age of Sail ship, and you just see it just get annihilated into pieces, and the ship just starts to sink, and it putters on over to the next one. That is a battleship. That is what you should be going for. You should go for something that when it goes in, it should take all kinds of damage. You should consider this thing. There's one thing. You are building a big ass ship, and anytime you have anything that's big, it becomes a big ass target. So your big ship is going to be easy to hit. Fighters are going to be able to hit it. Other ships are going to be able to fire at it. You need good solid point defense, good solid offense, good solid defense, and if you can somehow make it fast, hey, good deal. But mostly these things can be slow, lumbering, killing machines that just move up, hit a target with overwhelming firepower, and then move on to the next one. They should be able to be in a fight and be able to fire in multiple directions. If they're supported by a fleet, it only makes the battleship stronger. So, yeah. Also, these are going to be the ships that are going to hurt your PC performance the most. So, be economical with your build. Anyway, folks, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, I am Badger Wild. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, if you enjoyed the channel. And don't forget, we have a subscribe star. We have, for $1 a month, we have a Rumble account. If you guys want to go over to Rumble and check out the videos, will be uploaded over there. Support me over there and give me a couple stuff. And also give me a follow on Rumble. We're trying to build that channel up as well. We're trying to build the channel version over there. And I may be sending some stuff over that direction that I don't really want to put on YouTube for purposes it may piss some people off. The wrong people. It may piss off. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, I am Badger Wild saying stay safe, stay frosty. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.